control fan based on temperature and presence of person. So this is already over. So then we have task 2. And at the meantime, so include the LCD program. Okay, so and display on LCD. In task 2, control the lights based on timer. Here we have taken 0 to 120 second. So in the first part, so you can go for only two conditions, 0 to 60. It's a day. During daytime, make lights off, and 61 to 120, it's a day. Okay, it's night, and make lights on. ಸೊ ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನೀವು ಅನದರ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ನ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮ PWMನ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ನ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಡೇನ ನೀವು 3 ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. just for 24 hours ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So first I'll divide it into 3 parts. Okay, so day, night and midnight. So day ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೊ ಲೈಟ್ಸ್ನ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರ. ನೈಟ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಲೈಟ್ನ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರ ವಿತ್ ಫುಲ್ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ. So what about midnight? So you are turning on the lights with minimum intensity, like say 50% intensity, or even though you can use less than 50% also. So this will be updated in later. So here we can consider, so 24 hours is 120 second, and day is 0 to 60 second, and night 61 to 90 second, and midnight 91 to 120. Okay, so if you want to use the timer as your own delay, creating your own delay, so then you have to extract, or you have to use some special register so that are associated with the timers. So if you want to do like that, so we need to use the some special register so that are associated with the timer functions. Okay, so I'll explain about some important register in timers. Okay, here basically so you are using three timers, right? Timer 0, timer 1 and timer 2. So there are three timers again: timer 0, timer 1, timer 2. So ನೆನಪಿದೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಿ. ಶಿವಪ್ರಸಾದ್ 16 bit. Okay, so this is the resolution of your timers. Okay, now I will use timer 1, okay, for creating own delay. Okay, so what that means, so here I can count up to 256 clock pulses. Here I can count bigger number. Okay, so that's why I'm choosing timer 1. Okay, so here aroundly we will get 65,000. Okay, so like that. So this is the count for timer 1, and timer 2 will also same 256. Okay, so that's why I'm choosing timer 1. You can also use the timer 0 for creating your own delay. Okay, so now, so if you want to create your own delay, you have to work on some register. Here we'll use mainly three types of register. Okay, so timer register, so first one is control register, and second one is counter register, and third one is interrupt mask register. So here, as the name says, that control register, so it will control the overall operation of the timer. Okay, so control the operation of the timer. And counter register, so here, so on what time you are going to generate in a delay. So okay, so that the time specification you have to given to the timer counter register. Okay, and interrupt mask register, so when you are setting the timer, so when it will reaches that time, so then you have to generate an interrupts. Okay, so that's why will you require interrupt mask register. Okay, these are the basic three register. Okay, so now, so I will enter into the program, so then we'll see one by one. Okay, so you can see here, so just I'm taking an LED. Okay, so I'm generating my own delay, so as 4 seconds. Okay, so now I will generate delay as 4 seconds using timer 1. Okay, so what I will do, so when the interrupt is generated or when the time is reaches to my count, okay, so then I will blink an LED, simple. Okay, so it will turn on for 4 seconds and it will turn off for another 4 seconds. Okay, so when the exactly you can say that, so exactly 4 seconds it will generate an interrupt. Okay, so that's why I'm taking here LED. Okay, and second line is timer counter value. Okay, so it will specify my count. Okay, so then in the wired setup, just we are taking an LED. Okay, no problem. So then, so we have to go for the timer operation here. Okay, so before entering into this registers, so just I will explain about some two important registers. Okay, parameters. Okay, what are those? So one is preloader, okay, prescaler, and then another one is preloader. So these are the two important parameter that will describe the time. Okay, so here the prescaler is nothing but the simple register, so that will set the speed of timer. Okay, that will control or that will set the speed of timer, on what speed the timer has to count the clock pulses. So that is the meaning here. Okay, to set the speed of timer. And preloader is nothing but, so we have to set the specified amount of value, so when the interrupt has to generate an interrupt. Okay, So that is our delay here. So on what time you are going to generate an interrupt, so that value should be uploaded with the preloader value, or that value you can say that the preloader value. Okay, so this is the actual value. So on what value you are going to generate an interrupt. Okay, so that is nothing but the prescaler and the preloader value. Okay, so now you can see here, so we have control register, so and the interrupt master register and counter register. So this preloader value should be uploaded with the so this preloader value should be uploaded with some special register, okay, that are associated with the timer. So now I will show you the timer register. Okay, here we have the timer register. So this is nothing but the timer counter control register. So n will define the timer type of timer. So we have timer 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. So you can specify the timer number here. Okay. So basically TCCR is nothing but timer counter control register. So it will control the overall operation of your timer. Okay, it has two registers, one A and one B. So one A, one B is nothing but, so I'm using timer 1. So if you are using timer 0, then you can go for 0. Okay. So the timer 1A and timer 1B. So here, so we are taking care about the only two parameters, right? So one is prescaler and one is the preloader. Okay. So here the prescaler value should be setting by these three fields in the B register. Okay. So that are CS10, CS11, CS12. This will define the prescaler value. Okay. So we have to set the speed for particular timer to synchronize with your microcontroller. Okay. So here we have three fields, and it will provide the prescaler value as so this. Okay. So 1, 8, 64, 256 and 1024. So what that means, so if you are making this all pins as 0, so there is no clock timer. Okay, so that basically the timer is not operating or enabling. Okay, so when you are making 001, so and the overall clock is divided by 1, so that means the no prescaling. Okay, you are working on the 16 megahertz. Okay, here clock is nothing but it will take internal system clock. Okay, we have system clock as 16 megahertz. So then, so we are making, we can use a 010 combination. So then it will divided by 8. Okay, your whole oscillator frequency is divided by 8. Okay, so like that. So you are making 011 combination, and it will set 64. When you are setting combination as 100, then it will set 256 prescaler value, and 101 is 1024. Okay, so you can choose any prescaler value from the B register. Okay, so now I'm setting the prescaler value as 1024. Okay, in my program, so I'm setting the prescaler value as 1024. So that means, so we have to make CS121 and CS101. Okay, that is the combination. Okay, 101. Okay, so then you have another register, the counter register. Okay, so here we are storing the preloader value. So then now you are going to calculate the preloader value. So this is the equation. Okay, so here we are using timer 1, right? So simply I will write here. Okay, so this is the calculation of the preloader value. Okay, just a minute. Okay, then calculate the preloader value. So this is the actual value. Okay, so on what time or what delay you are going to set, so you have to set through the preloader value. Okay, so now let's say, so we are going to calculate the preloader value. So just we have to take the maximum count of your timer or resolution of your timer. You are using timer 1, so that's why this is my maximum count. And go for, so your crystal oscillator, okay, that is the, I'll take megahertz, okay, or 16 into 10 raised to 6, okay, and along with we have to multiply with the on which time you are going to generate a delay or what time, okay. So you have to specify time in second, okay, time in second. Time in second, and whole value is divided by, so your pre-scalar value, so pre-scalar value, okay. So now I want to generate delay for 4 seconds. Just assume that now I will generate an timer or delay for 4 seconds, okay. So then apply the this value into this equation, okay. And pre-scalar is I am setting 1024, or eitherwise, so you can choose any one of the pre-scalar from the list, okay. So now I will go for 65535 and minus 16 megahertz. So just I will take m, because 16 megahertz into, so here we have to take 4, right? So 4 second, and whole value is divided by, so 1024, okay. So then we'll get the value as 3035 for 4 second delay. So here the 3035 is the preloader value, and this preloader value is uploaded with the counter register, okay, timer counter register. So then your timer will set to the delay as 4 second. So that is the meaning. So if you want to generate a delay for 1 second, so then write 1 instead of 4 here, okay. So and you will get around some values, so like 49,000, like that, okay. So based on your requirement you can put the number here, okay. So here in the code you can see, so first of all I am clearing all interrupts, okay, I am disabling all interrupts, okay, and then I am resetting the timer 1 register and timer B register. So then I am uploading the timer counter register value or preloader value, okay. This is the preloader value, so this is for 2 second, okay. So 34286 is the 3 second, or otherwise I will use 3035 for 4 second, okay. So this value should be uploaded to the timer counter register, okay, and it will set the timer for this delay basically, okay. So then, so we have to make this as, so I'm setting the prescaler value as 1024, right? So that's why we'll use 1 shift with the CS10, okay, that is the combination for 1024, right? You can see here, okay. So 101, so we have to make CS121 and CS101, okay, we are making that. So and you have interrupt mask register, so just enable the interrupt, okay. So that's why I am using interrupt mask register, timer interrupt mask register. So of timer 1, so 1 will indicate the timer 1, okay, here that 1 will indicate timer 1. Here I am generating time overflow interrupt, so this means time overflow interrupt register, okay. So what that mean, time overflow interrupt register? So just see here, so you are setting the timer to 3035 count, right? So it will start from 0, okay, your counter will start from 0 to 3035. So now it the maximum value is 3035. So when your timer reaches this maximum count, so then it will generate an interrupt, okay. So again, and when it reaches maximum count, and at the same time it will start from 0, next clock pulses, okay. Again it will go for 3035, so again it will generate interrupt. So whenever it will reaches maximum count, it will generate an interrupt, okay. So that is the indication of timer interrupt concept. Okay, so this cycle will repeat. So that's why I'm enabling the timer overflow interrupt. So you are making all the register set. Okay, so all this value will be uploaded to the particular register. So then now at the last, so I need to enable the interrupts. Okay, so when this line is executed, your timer will start. So basically, okay, so and we have ISR here. Okay, so when the timer or when the interrupt is raised or interrupt is occurred, so what operation should processor do? Okay, so that will be defined in this ISR function. So this is the ISR function related to the timer overflow interrupt. Okay, so we can also assume that, okay, or we can also recognize that. So in the previous class, we had a discussion about the time interrupt concept, right? So when the interrupt occurs or external interrupt occurs, you are creating our own functions. So just a blink or LED on, LED off. Okay, so like that, here we are taken internal register or internal ISR. So this ISR is fixed because, so this is vector type of ISR. Okay, so at the interrupt concept, I already discussed about the vectored interrupt controller and non-vectored interrupt controller basically, right? So we have NMI and maskable interrupt, non-maskable interrupt, and vectored interrupt, non-vectored interrupt. Okay, all these things we are discussed. So vectored interrupt is nothing but what? The address of the ISR is predefined. So that's why I am using the internal ISR functions. Okay, so if the function is or interrupt is non-vector, so then we have to define our own function. Okay, or user defined functions normally. Okay, so that's why I'm using here internal ISR. Okay, this is the format. ISR timer 1, you are using timer 1, and which type of interrupt I am using? Overflow, time overflow. So and what type of interrupt it is? So vector type of interrupt. Okay, so that's why, so this is meaning. Okay, so when interrupt generated by the timer, so then this function is executed. So what I am doing here, so just I am updating the timer counter value, so that is 3035. Okay, every time I need to generate a delay for 4 seconds. So and at the meantime I am blinking an LED. Okay, so if the interrupt is generated for first second, I will turn on the LED. So when the interrupt is generated for second time, I will turn off the LED. Okay, turn off and turn on. Okay, so that's why I'm using this line code, and in the while loop I'm not using any code. So if you want, you can also use here. Okay, so but for timer interrupt concept, so I'm not using any statement in the loop section. Okay, so this is the simple code. Okay, now you are generating, or now I am generating own delay for 4 seconds. Okay, so for generating 4 seconds, I need to upload this value. So if you want to generate particular delay, so then go for this calculation. Okay, and remember, while calculation, so using the timer 1, so you can generate maximum delay is 4 seconds. Okay, so that's why I'm taking 4 seconds, so not more than 4 seconds. Okay, so from 0 to 4 seconds, you can take any value, or either you can also take minus. Okay, no problem, but so it will set the preloader value up to the maximum of 4 seconds. Okay, so let us see so whether it will use the result or not. Okay, so just I will copy this code, overall code, and I will open Tinkercad. Okay, so just I have the register. Okay, LED connected with 13 pin, no problems, and then open the code. Okay, I have already have the code here. Okay, so as defined, or else again I will copy and paste it. Okay, so now just I will compile this code. Okay, or simulate. Okay, the timer is start. So it will off for 4 seconds and it will on for another 4 seconds. Okay, you can see here. So it is turned on. So and after 4 seconds it will turn off. So this process will goes on. Okay, continuously it will turn on for 4 seconds and it will turn off for another 4 seconds. So now you are generating a timer interrupt. Okay, so this is a software interrupt. Okay, hardware interrupt means so you are generating interrupt so using hardware devices or physical devices. Okay. So like that, so you can use the timer interrupt concept here. Okay. So first read and display the temperature value. Okay, this is normal process, and if temperature reaches threshold value, then we have to display higher temperature on the LCD display. So after that, so we have to check the state of a person. Okay, if the person present, then turn on the fan. So if person is not present, a person not present, so then turn off the fan. Turn off fan. Okay, so this is my requirement in the first task. Okay, so ಇದೇ ತರ ನೀವು LCD ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ timer interrupt concept. Okay, so now you can see here, so as we discussed, so just we have to generate a delay for 0 to 120 second. Okay, and so now I will make 3 parts. Okay, at the before we have 2 parts. Okay, so here you can see here 2 parts is, so 0 to 60 second is the day and 61 to 120 second is night. Okay. So first I will go for that. So 0 to 60 and then 61 to 120. Okay, so for that just I am already creating my own delay. So my timer will generate interrupt for exactly 1 second. Okay, every second it will generate an interrupt. Okay, instead of I'm blinking LED, so just I will take a variable called count. Okay, just I will take one global variable as count. So int count. So after that I will increment by 1. So every one when the interrupt is occurred, so just I will increment this count by 1. Okay, so that's all. So then in your main program we can go for, so directly writing the code. So you can check that count. Okay. If count greater than 0, okay, greater than equals to 0, and we have combined with, or you can simply say that if the count less than or equals to 60 seconds. Okay, so then turn on the light. So for turning on the light, so I have already declared LED. Okay, so just I will use digital write LED comma 1. Okay, also you can see here what I'm taking, LED pin comma 1. Okay, otherwise if count reaches between, or the count between so 61 or 60, greater than 60 and less than or equals to 120. Okay, okay, sorry, for below 60 we have to make off, right? Okay, so then when this condition is satisfied, so then turn on the lights. Digital write LED pin comma 1. Okay, so this is the simple code, right? So just every second the interrupt will generated. So when the interrupt is generated, so then it will execute this ISR function. Okay, so what I'm doing here, so just I'm incrementing this count by 1. Okay, so now you can just assume that, so it will reach us when it will in between 0 to 60, so then LED is off. When the counters reaches the value between 61 to 120, so then it will make LED on. Okay, so after that, so for continuous purpose, okay, this is 1 day operation. Okay, so this is only applicable for 1 day. So now for continuous I need to reset the count. Okay, now I will reset the count. So count is becomes 0 now. Okay, so again once it will reach us 120 second, so then automatically it will reset the count. Okay, so when you are doing like this, we'll get wrong result. Okay, at the 61 second we'll get counter 0, so that's why, so remove this count in this loop. Okay, so then we have to make another condition. So if, okay, count is greater than 120 second, so then make count 0. Okay, so now it will ready for the our requirement. Okay, so just we have to add the statements or if conditions. Okay, so this is the simple code. So just instead of turning on LED, so just I will print this information on the serial monitor. Okay, serial dot begin. So instead of serial dot begin, you can use LCD display. Okay, just I will print serial dot print ln LED off. Similarly, in the second condition, or light off. Okay, just I'll take light off. Here light on. So in this condition you can also display resetting the count or new day. So like that you can do that. Just simply I'll print next day. Then you have to upload the code. Okay, 1 minute. So just I will run this code on the simulation. Open the serial monitor, light off. Okay, so it will take much time, so just I'll reduce the time. Okay, so now I will take 6 seconds and 12 seconds. Okay, so it's very slow now. Okay, so it will executing slower manner. Okay, so here I need to change on, and I will decrease it to 3 seconds, 3 and 6, and here 6. It's off, then it's not on. Okay, Okay, just a minute. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, here, so I'll remove all the code in the loop section, and just I'll go for the previous and current time. Okay, so we already used. Okay, just I'll take new file. So just assume that we already written the previous times and long, previous time, LED time. Okay, all these things stuffs. Okay, just here in the loop you are written like this. Okay, unsigned long. Okay, and you are taking the variable name as current time, and you are storing milli is function registers or milliseconds. Okay, so now just I will go for the count method. Okay, so count method means, so just I will check the condition if CT minus previous time. Okay, PT. Okay, just I'm taking short PT, so greater than equals to 1 second. So just I'm generating a 1 second delay. Okay, so again I will take a variable as count. Okay, count plus plus. Here then you can apply the, so whatever condition you may like. Okay, like if count between 0 to 60 seconds, so then turn off the lights. If the count between 61 to 1 second, then turn off the light. Okay, so like if count less than equal to 60 seconds, so then turn on the or turn off the light, digital, right? So here just I'll take light on, oh sorry, light off. And if the count greater than 60 and less than equal to 120, then turn on the light. And once if count reaches, again same, count greater than 120, so then make it count as 0. Okay, you can also do like this. So basically from the millisecond, CT minus PT, and 1000 is the actual delay. So every 1 second you are incrementing the variable and you are doing the particular operation. Okay, so and one more method already ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದಿರಾ. Okay, so already ನೀವು ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀರಾ.